Welcome everybody to the postseason edition of Henley Lady Hornets basketball on mybasin.com. A trip to the OSAA playoffs are on the line this afternoon as the 17th ranked Woodburn Lady Bulldogs have traveled down to play the Henley Lady Hornets, ranked 16th in the state. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Josh Eldridge. I'm joined by Nick Bradford running the camera on the live stream for you this afternoon. We're coming to you live from Klamath Falls, Oregon, on the campus of Henley High School, inside the Hornets' nest tonight for this play-in contest between the Henley Lady Hornets and the Woodburn Lady Bulldogs. Henley wrapped up their season about a week ago as they finished off a 7-3 league mark in the Skyline Conference. They finished third place in the Skyline Conference. Woodburn comes in after a 5-7 season in the Oregon West Conference. They did finish 12-9 overall on the season. They finished 17th in the state. Henley, the Lady Hornets, are 16th in the state. We should see a very even matchup this afternoon. Again, a trip to the OSAA playoffs is on the line this afternoon. The winner heads to the Sweet 16. We'll talk about the conference standings coming up in just a bit. We'll also take a look at the brackets and the play-in games that have already happened. Quite a few happened yesterday. Quite a few more will happen this evening. We'll give you a full breakdown coming up next on the OSAA play-in game presentation on mybasin.com.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quatrac tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
At Bowers Construction, our mission statement is to enrich the lives of our customers and of our team. So we're trying to be the best construction company that we can be by bringing value to other people's lives. So the work we provide is basically from foundation to roof in residential, and we work in commercial construction. Find our Bowers Construction Facebook page, or just give us a call. It's 541-205-1464. We are a licensed contractor at CCB 188923.
Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager of Klamath Falls Honda and Klamath Falls Subaru. I've lived here my whole life. Most of our employees have lived here their whole life too. Our sales, service, parts, and body shop teams are all staffed with experienced local folks. You know them and they know you. Our dealerships are comfortable and not corporate. Comfortable means we're focused on you. I'm Rob, and I'm glad to know you.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
And we welcome you back to mybasin.com for this presentation of a play-in game. A trip to the Sweet 16 is on the line. The Henley Hornets hosting the Woodburn Lady Bulldogs this afternoon. Both these teams battling through a grueling regular season find themselves here inside the Hornets' nest tonight. Take a look at the Skyline Conference standings. They are final, and we do have some scores as well as some of these teams participated in playing games. But first, already in to the Sweet 16, awaiting a matchup, are the Mazama Vikings, the Skyline Conference League champions. They wrapped up the season 8-2, 15-8 overall on the year, followed up by Hidden Valley, who finished 7-3, 13-10 overall. Our Henley Lady Hornets also finished 7-3, 14-9 overall. They were given the third place spot based purely off of OSAA ranking. Hidden Valley Mustangs ranked number 13. Henley ranked number 16, so they ended up as the third best team out of the conference. Klamath Union was fourth. They finished 4-6, 10-13 on the year. Phoenix finished with a 2-8 league mark, an 8-15 overall on the season. And North Valley also finished with a 2-8 league mark, 10-13 overall on the year for North Valley. As we take a look at the Woodburn Lady Bulldogs, they come to us from the Oregon West Conference. Well, in that conference, man, that is a tough league. Philomath won the league 11-1 overall, 18-4 overall in this. 11-1 in league play, 18-4 overall. Then you have Cascade, who is 10-2, 18-3 overall in the season. Philomath and Cascade are the two best teams in the state, ranked 1 and 2 heading into the playoffs. Then you have Staten, who's ranked 7th. They finished 3rd out of the Oregon West Conference with an 8-4 league mark. Then you have Sweet Home, who is 18th in the state. They finished 6-6. They were 4th place out of the Oregon West Conference. And then you have the Woodburn Lady Bulldogs, who finished 5-7, a losing league record, but a 12-9 overall season. They started out the year very well. They finished number 17th in the state, and Sisters and Newport round out the Oregon West Conference. But I'll tell you, these Lady Bulldogs have played some tough teams this season. I mean, they won their first 7 games of the year. Well, once you get into league play in that Oregon West Conference, they only beat Sweet Home, Newport, and Sisters. And those are the teams that are in the bottom half of the conference. They did not achieve victory over some of these top teams. We're talking about number 1 Philomath, number 2 Cascade, or number 7 Staten. But they did play some very good teams this season. These Woodburn girls know what good basketball looks like. As we talk about some of these other play-in games going on around the state, especially talk about the Oregon West Conference, they put Staten and Sweet Home into the play-in round. We'll start with what happened yesterday in the play-in games, as Staten has booked their ticket to the Sweet 16. They beat Cottage Grove yesterday 37-21. And you also have Sweet Home going to be playing tomorrow. Sweet Home is going to match up with Marshfield on the road. That's going to be an interesting game. That's today at 4 o'clock. So in just a couple of hours, they start things off. As we look at what the Skyline Conference teams have done in the play-in round so far, Klamath Union was beat by Marist last night, 44-17. So the Lady Pelican season is over. However, Hidden Valley has booked a trip to the Sweet 16, and they beat McLaughlin last night, 57-32. A handful of teams already wait in the first round of the OSAA playoffs. That's Philomath, Cascade, Baker, Junction City, Gladstone, Banks, Madras, and Mazama. Those are the 8 teams that are awaiting the final scores of this afternoon's contest to see who they play in the round of 16 in the OSAA On Point Community Credit Union playoffs, which begin next week. That's what these two teams are battling for right now, is a place in those playoffs. But they have to win here tonight in the Hornets' Nest. Going to take a break, come back. When we do, we'll have starting lineups and tip for you next on mybasin.com. We've got OSAA postseason basketball. On Top Tree Service have one of the highest buckets in town. No job too small, no tree too tall. Operating since 2017, this crew's ready for your land clearing, tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding, and fire prevention. On Top Tree Services offers same-day estimates. I can't mention this enough. If a tree falls on your house or vehicle, they offer a 24/7 emergency tree or limb removal. Give them a call today at 541-882-8707. On Top Tree Services, fast, easy, and reliable. CCB 216014.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quatrac tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Well, at the end of the national anthem, that means it is almost time for basketball this afternoon from the Hornets' Nest in Klamath Falls, Oregon, on the campus of Henley High School. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Josh Eldridge. Nick Bradford running the camera for you on mybasin.com. The Woodburn Lady Bulldogs introducing their starting lineup. Starting number 5, Isabella Sanchez, a junior guard. You're also going to have number 12, Aliana Ramirez, a sophomore guard. Number 14, Deanna Rodriguez, a junior guard. Number 20, Brianna Cruz, a senior post. And number 25, Kiara Bryant, a freshman in the starting lineup for the Woodburn Lady Bulldogs. And now time to meet the starting 5 for the Henley Hornets. A senior guard averaging 10 points per game this season, Ryan Maddox. A junior post, number 11, averaging 5 points per game this season, Holly Parker. A sophomore, number 15, averaging 17 a game this season, Annie Campos. A senior forward, number 20, averaging 8 points per game, Madeline Sharp. And number 24, a sophomore post, averaging 10 points per game this season, is Jewel Northcutt. The Henley Hornets are coached by Randy Denson in his second season. And for the Woodburn Bulldogs, they are coached by George Sandoval in his first year in Woodburn. We are ready for basketball this afternoon. The Henley Lady Hornets in their white uniforms with a navy blue stripe down the side and yellow numbering and lettering across the front and back. The Woodburn Lady Bulldogs in blue this afternoon with Woodburn written in white across their chest and white number across their front and back. As the Woodburn Bulldogs win the opening tip, they go from right to left. Handling the ball now is Ramirez. And now it's top of the key to Kiara Bryant. Woodburn likes to play a lot of 4-5 out offense. That's what we know from watching just a little bit of film on them. Is going in and scoring the first bucket is Ramirez, and Woodburn strikes first. It is do or die time for these two teams, and ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Woodburn's ball. A one-game play-in for a chance at the Sweet 16, which begins next week. These two teams will likely play one of the top 3 teams, which would be Philomath, Cascade, potentially Banks as well, the 1, 2, 3 teams in the state. But right now, they've got to worry about what's in front of them. Woodburn passing it around the perimeter. Now dealing with it is Ramirez. She drives left side, spins around to her right, feeling the pressure from Sharp. Now on the other side, it is Sanchez. Sanchez trying to drive left or right baseline with a floater, and she knocks it down. 4 points for Ramirez, and Woodburn already breaking out the press. Campos fires it ahead to Northcutt, and she'll bring it up. Henley getting their first possession here. A foul called. Our officiating crew tonight, Robbie Cesena, Craig Caldwell, and Craig Connor. And so Cruz picks up her first foul, first team foul for the Bulldogs as well. Inbound pass goes to Parker. She fires a mid-range shot from about 15 on the left side, and Parker knocks one down. Parker averaging about 5 points per game this season. She's not the best scorer on the team, but man, she plays defense. A bucket and a foul on the other side for Isabella Sanchez. She gets the first free throws of the game. A chance to make it a 3-point play the old-fashioned way for Woodburn. Checking out of the game for Woodburn is Brianna Cruz, as the free throw is no good. The rebound still up for grabs as Madeline Sharp cleans the boards. Kicks it ahead to Campos, who brings it up the floor. She's trying to drive right side, move quick, try to move inside, loses a handle, makes a move to the bucket, high off the glass. The shot's no good, but she does get fouled. So Annie Campos heading to the line. Well, having the right set of tires and wheels on your vehicle is just part of an essential safety checklist. That's why Les Schwab does more than install just tires and wheels. You can come on in for a free pre-trip safety check, and they're going to help make sure that everything is in working order at Les Schwab Tires. They've been doing the right thing since 1952. Campos goes 1 of 2 from the line, but cleans up her own miss. Now trying to drive baseline, tries to get it outside to Maddox, but it is picked away by Woodburn. Now Henley trying to work in the press. A loose ball from Bryant. And Woodburn is having trouble bringing it up the floor. And now Ramirez finally crosses midcourt, but Annie Campos picks her pocket. A toss ahead to Northcutt in transition, puts it on the deck, goes up, and that's good. Henley now only trailing 6-5 with 6:06 to go in the first, and Northcutt getting the bucket there. Northcutt has been a surprise down the stretch for these Hornets. She's averaging 10 points per game this season. Woodburn hurrying up on the other side. The shot's no good. And Madeline Sharp cleans the glass. Kicking it ahead to Campos as she brings it up the floor. Now it's Northcutt. Right elbow jumper. That one rims out. No good. Rebound still up for grabs. Finally coming down with it was Deanna Rodriguez, a junior for Woodburn. And they bring it up the floor. Passing it over to Cruz. Now over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez holding it high up overhead, trying to get it into the post to Sanchez. Sanchez kicks it back out to Bryant. All right, now over to Ramirez as she tries to drive inside, throws one up from 12, off the glass, no good. The putback from Bryant, that one is also no good. And the rebound is cleaned up by Jewel Northcutt. Annie Campos brings it up the floor. 6-5 our score, 5:11 to go in the first. Ryan Maddox has it on the near wing, goes up with the shot, that's no good. Madeline Sharp gets the rebound and she gets hacked. Heading to the line will be Madeline Sharp. Henley's free throws have been an Achilles heel for this team this season. Right now 1 for 2 from the line. Annie Campos with the earlier trip and Madeline Sharp towing the line now. The first free throw for Sharp is no good. For Woodburn coming in here tonight, they're on a 22-year playoff drought. They've played in a handful of play-in games, but they have not won and been to the playoffs in 22 years. As a matter of fact, their last playoff win coming on March 7th, 2000 against who else but the Henley Hornets. As the free throw is missed, Annie Campos got the rebound, and she tries to fire up a shot, and it's no good. So now Woodburn working it up the floor. Annie Campos knocks the ball into the hand of Brianna Cruz as she touches it and it goes out of bounds. But this Woodburn program is hungry for a playoff berth, and George Sandoval, taking over the program in his first year, gave them a winning overall record. They play in a tough conference, so they finished 5-7 out of the Oregon West. But overall for Woodburn this year, they finished 12-9. Their first winning season in a number of years. As that ball goes out of bounds, possession goes to Woodburn. Still 6-5, 4:40 to go in the first. Melody Martino has checked into the game for the Hornets, and now Woodburn putting it on the deck was Sanchez. She goes inside, a whistle blown. Play is stopped, and they're going to hit Maddox with a foul here. She picks up her first, and that'll be the second team foul for the Hornets. Checking into the game was Aria Kent for Woodburn. She comes off the bench for the Bulldogs, but she averages 15 points per game. She had been hurt the last handful of games, according to Coach Sandoval and Coach Ramirez, who helped us out over there as well for Woodburn. So special thanks to those folks for giving us insight on their team. But 15 points per game for Kent, number 0 for Woodburn. And she's not in the starting lineup. She's coming off an injury, so they're just trying to get her back into the flow of things. As Woodburn's first free throw there is good, and that is Aliana Ramirez at the line. She's already got 4 points before that free throw, and now make it 5 of Woodburn's 7. She gets a chance to extend the lead to 3, and she does not. The rebound is going to be held underneath a jump ball, well, held ball rather. Possession goes to the Hornets. And so Melody Martino takes the inbound pass ahead to Campos, who faces a triple team, kicks it ahead to Maddox. Now to Martino. She slows things down as well. Back to Maddox. Maddox fires it inside to Sharp, who goes up with the shot, and a foul called underneath on Kiara Bryant, the freshman. And no, pardon me, that was Aliana Ramirez with the foul. So Madeline Sharp heads back to the line. She is 0 for 2 at the penalty stripe tonight. Well, picking the right path can make the journey easier, the distance shorter, and can assure that you end up at the right place. Whether you're dreaming of owning a home or you just want a great checking account, Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union can help you reach your goals. Sharp sunk the first free throw, the second one on the way also strings cord on the way down, so Madeline Sharp has tied us at 7 with 4:21 to go in the first. And a substitution in for the Hornets as well, as the freshman Anna Harper has checked in. Woodburn hustling up the floor. That's Sanchez with it. Sanchez turns around, kicks it out. Pardon me, now Sanchez has on the far wing. She claims it off the front of the rim, and it's no good. Annie Campos going to bring it up the floor, loses the ball for a second, but she will pick it up, no problem. Trying to get out and defend Campos is going to be Ramirez. Campos brings around near side, top of the key, bouncing it in on the left elbow to Harper. Now it's Northcutt trying to drive right block, loses the handle on it, and it bounced off of a Woodburn player's knee, so it'll be Henley Hornets basketball with 3:50 left to go in the first, and we're tied at 7. Inbound pass goes to Maddox. She fires 3 and laces it. That's a good way for Maddox to get involved in this game as Henley now leads 10-7, 3:40 to go in the first. Running up the floor is Kent. Kent is going to dribble it off of Maddox. It goes out of bounds. And Kent is the one I'm saying, number 0. She averages 15 a game. She comes off the bench. I assure that we'll see her heavy in the rotation tonight. Sanchez has it now, top of the key, kicking it over to Kent. Kent tries to drive left baseline against Maddox. Steps back against Maddox and laces it. Kent with her first 2 points of the night makes the score 10-9 with 3:21 to go. Pass in transition, and who's there but Anna Harper, the freshman, getting her first 2 points in this contest. 12-9. Henley leads 3:11 to go in the first. Kent bringing it up the floor, hassled by Maddox. She's at the H midcourt, and she travels. Good defense there by Maddox to almost force the travel, as you're going to see Holly Parker check into the game for Maddox. And the 5 on the floor for the Hornets, it is Campos, Northcutt, Parker, Harper, and Martino. Campos bringing it up the floor, top of the key, now right elbow. She steps back, right wing 3, tries to bank it in. That one won't go. It looks like Northcutt got tied up underneath with Ramirez for Woodburn, and so a held ball. Possession goes to the Bulldogs. Madeline Sharp checks back into the game, and out comes Jewel Northcutt. Inbound pass going to be taken by Kent as she walks things up the floor, picked up by Martino, who hassles her the whole way. Pass bounced over to Zepeda, who's checked into the game. 3-point shot taken, front iron no good from Kent, but Woodburn cleans the glass. Now bringing it around the perimeter is Zepeda. She falls on the floor but gets it over to Ramirez in time, top of the key. Ramirez puts it on the deck, thought about 3, fires it inside to Bryant. Bryant puts it on the deck, high shot off the glass, that's no good, and Campos gets the rebound. Annie fires it into Sharp, but the pass is broken up by Ramirez. Ball goes out of bounds, possession Hornets. A couple of the other Skyline Conference teams that have already found themselves into the Sweet 16, that would be Mazama, who got the immediate berth after winning the conference, and Hidden Valley, who last night beat McLaughlin 57-32. They will end up in the Sweet 16. Annie Campos with a left block floater, and that is good. Annie Campos with 3 points tonight. Her team leads 14-9, 2:14 to go in the first. And Annie Campos picked Zepeda's pocket on the left side. Now bringing it up the floor, trying to drive left baseline, spins around to her right, off the glass, and Annie Campos with a soft touch around the rim gives her 5 points tonight, and Coach Sandoval wants timeout. We'll take one too. 16-9, 2 minutes to go in the first. This is a OSA play-in game on mybasin.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great. Participate!
And we welcome you back to the Hornets' Nest on the campus of Henley High School here in Klamath Falls, Oregon for this OSAA play-in game. The winner here gets a trip to the On Point Community Credit Union 4A girls basketball playoffs. And that is what is on the line right now. Henley leads 16-9 with 2 minutes to go in the first. And it's been Annie Campos with 5 points thus far for the Hornets. Kent brings it up. She fires from 18. Hits off the front of the rim. No good. Loose ball on the rebound. Still loose. Goes out of bounds. Possession goes Henley. And a substitution in for the Hornets as well as Ryan Maddox subs out Melody Martino. And so the 5 on the floor for Henley is going to be Madeline Sharp, Annie Campos, Ryan Maddox, Holly Parker, and Anna Harper. Campos bringing it ahead to Maddox. She drives left side, goes up from the left block, and has that one wiped clean by Kent. And now Woodburn takes it up. With it now is Zepeda. Zepeda on the right elbow. She loses a handle on it, and Maddox brings it away. Still a loose ball, but Maddox gathers. Bounces it ahead to Campos as she brings it across the timeline. Campos trying to drive inside, takes a shot from the lane from 13. That one rattles out, no good. With the rebound was Isabella Sanchez for Woodburn. And so she will bring it across the timeline. Kicking it over near side. Zepeda with the shot. That one's no good. Rebound taken by Maddox. Maddox being followed by Ramirez all the way up the floor, and she slows things down. Dribbles into a long three. Ryan Maddox clangs it off the front of the rim. That's no good. And so it'll be Ramirez bringing it up for the Woodburn Lady Bulldogs. They trail by 7, 16-9. 52 seconds to go in the first quarter. A long three by Kent. That's no good. Kent chases down her own rebound, saves it from going out of bounds, and Madeline Sharp picks up the loose ball. Annie Campos firing one to Maddox in transition, and Maddox converts points. That connection has worked all season long to the tune of 10 points per game for Ryan Maddox. She's already got 5 in this first quarter, and a charge down low. Randy Denson loves that call. He was excited about that. Coach Denson in his second season has led the Hornets to a postseason appearance. Last year, Henley finished 4-6 in the conference and did not get an invite to Coos Bay. But this year, they are fighting for a trip to the Sweet 16. 20 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and Maddox is being hassled at half court. She throws it ahead to Parker. Parker on the left block, over to Maddox. Left wing three, front iron no good. And Woodburn with the rebound. 7 seconds to go now in the first quarter. Tossing it ahead to Zepeda. Zepeda fires three from the left wing, misses everything. A quick shot from Ramirez at the buzzer, and that's no good. 18-9 after 1. You've got this OSAA play-in game on mybasin.com. Henley.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Getting ready for the second quarter tonight from the Hornets' Nest as we enter the second 8 minutes of this one. 18-9, Henley leads. Their leading scorer right now, well, Ryan Maddox and Annie Campos each have 5. 2 points for Madeline Sharp, Anna Harper, and Jewel Northcutt. And Henley will start with the basketball. Annie Campos trying to bring it around top of the key at the free throw line. She takes a jump shot. Back iron no good. And Ramirez cleans the glass for Woodburn. She steps out of bounds in front of the scorer's table, and Henley keeps possession. For Woodburn through the first quarter, 5 points for number 12, the sophomore Aliana Ramirez. 2 points for Isabella Sanchez and Aria Kent. And so Campos takes the inbound pass for the Hornets. Dribbles behind her back, a nice move there, but she's at the H half court, takes the screen, tries to move over to her left side, loses the handle for a second, but regains it, passes it to Maddox, top of the key. Maddox going to work, right block, a high shot. Maddox got knocked to the ground, no foul called. And Kent racing the floor in transition. Throwing it ahead to Rodriguez, but she can't control the pass. Ball goes out of bounds. Possession Henley. Annie Campos going to be followed all the way up the floor by Deanna Rodriguez. Campos takes a screen, top of the key, now working right block. Tries to drive inside, off the glass. She hits the underside of the rim. And that one's no good. Now pass goes ahead to Sanchez. Sanchez trying to go inside, is tied up underneath, and Ryan Maddox is going to be hit with a foul. And so, pardon me, that was Kent underneath the bucket, not Sanchez. And Kent will also inbound. Substitution coming in. It'll be Melody Martino subbing out Ryan Maddox, who just picked up her second foul. 4th team foul for the Hornets, and 5 for Woodburn. And we are 7:04 to go in the second quarter. And a foul is going to be called against Sharp. So that'll be the 6th team foul for Henley. And for Maddie Sharp, that's her first. That is also a shooting foul. And so Aliana Ramirez heads to the line, 1 for 2 at the penalty stripe tonight, and she gets 2 more opportunities here. The first free throw is good. Well, little things can add up to big bills when you're buying, selling, or owning a home, and Coldwell Banker Homeland Premier Realty's exclusive Beyond the Sale guarantees protect buyers, sellers, and homeowners from unexpected repair bills. To learn more, call Coldwell Banker Homeland Premier Realty today. First free throw is good. The second one is not. So Henley will take the inbound pass after the rebound went out of bounds. Melody Martino bringing it up the floor as he's playing point for the Hornets. Takes the north cut screen, brings it around right side, loses a handle, and Campos collects the loose ball. Campos lofting it inside to Parker. Turnaround jumper no good. Madeline Sharp with the rebound. That's no good. A jumble of bodies underneath the bucket. Campos gets the rebound and is fouled on the putback. Campos 1 for 2 at the line. She'll get free throws 2 and 3 here. Henley, as a team thus far, is 3 for 5 at the penalty stripe. And Annie Campos, her first free throw is no good. Campos will get a second shot here. And that one is also no good, so Campos comes up empty at the penalty stripe. Score still 18-10, 6:38 to go in the second, and Kent has the ball for Woodburn. She brings it around top of the key, dishes it back over near side to Rodriguez. Rodriguez guarded by Campos, passes it back top of the key to Ramirez. Ramirez driving inside, right block, and a layup, and that trims the lead down to 6, 18-12, Rodriguez with her first 2 points of the night. Campos has an open lane to the rim, a floater, no good. Campos cleans up her miss and puts it back up and in. Annie Campos with 7 points tonight extends the lead back out to 8. 20-12, 6:06 to go in the first. Kent now, right wing, trying to bounce it over to Deanna Rodriguez. Rodriguez kicking it over near side to Tay, and now over to Rodriguez. By the way, Mia Tay has checked into the game for Woodburn. A bank shot attempted for Kent was no good. Loose ball is picked up by Annie Campos. Going up the floor, a bounce pass ahead to Sharp, and a beautiful feed for the sophomore Annie Campos, averaging dang near a triple-double and getting another assist there. It's a 10-point game, 22-12. Woodburn calls time, and we'll take 1-2. Again, 22-12, Henley leads with 5:39 to go in the first half.
Trying to lose some weight and get in shape? Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club provides a clean and friendly workout environment with professional and experienced staff to help you achieve your goals. They offer state-of-the-art equipment, indoor tennis and pickleball courts, certified personal trainers, tons of group exercise classes. They're the best exercise facility in the Klamath Basin. Plus, they now have a smoothie bar to give you a nutritious boost after your workout. See and feel the difference at Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club. It's the place to be.
And welcome you back to Henley High School in Klamath Falls, Oregon for this OSAA play-in game. Postseason matchup between the Woodburn Lady Bulldogs, who are visiting the Hornets' Nest tonight, against the 16th-ranked Henley Lady Hornets. A trip to the Sweet 16 is on the line. And again, these two teams being ranked 16th and 17th in the state, they're looking ahead to the bracket and seeing who's waiting for them. Number 1, Philomath is a possibility. Also, number 2, Cascade. That's, you could travel to Cascade as well. Or potentially Baker, who's the 3rd-ranked team in the state. All those teams are waiting, as there are 8 teams already decided for the 16-team playoff. A handful others have to play in, and that includes the Woodburn Bulldogs and the Henley Hornets. And the Bulldogs start with the basketball. They trail by 10. 22-12, 5.5 to go in the second. With it now is Rodriguez. She tries to spin around Campos along the right side. Rodriguez steps back, throws it across to Kent, but Melody Martino blocks the passing lane. In transition, Martino with the layup. A 12-point game, and Martino gets her first points of the night. And I believe this is going to be Woodburn ball still after it goes out of bounds. Kent lofting one ahead to Rodriguez, and she kicks it over to Ramirez. Now to Kent. Kent averages about 15 points per game this season. She fires 3, back iron no good. And Madeline Sharp with the rebound. She is trapped underneath down low, and a foul. is called. That's the seventh Woodburn team foul. So this should earn free throws for Madeline Sharp. And that's the first foul for Diara Rodriguez for Woodburn. And so Sharp will head to the line to shoot 1-1 as Henley is now in the bonus with 4:55 to go here in the second. Sharp already 2 for 4 at the line tonight. I'll make sure everyone's shoes are tied on the block, and Sharp gets a chance at 1-1. The free throw rims out, no good, and Ramirez cleans the glass for Woodburn. She travels up the far side of the court, driving inside, off the glass, can't get it, and Sharp cleans the glass for the Hornets. And now Campos. She's going to toss it ahead to Martino in transition, takes it up high off the glass, no good. Loose ball picked up by Sharp. She lofts it outside to Campos. Left wing three, no! But Madeline Sharp wrestled down to the floor, and a held ball. Possession will go to Woodburn. And checking into the game now is Anna Harper. She checks in for Sharp. Also into the game for Woodburn is Kiara Bryant. She subs out Mia Tay. And now the two freshmen guarding each other for these two squads as Annie Harper picks up Bryant as they both check into the game. A pass into Kent as she takes the inbound pass. Melody Martino bothers her all the way up the floor, almost loses a handle on it. She stops, kicks it ahead to Ramirez. Ramirez driving right block, loses it a second. He still goes up with the shot. It's no good. And Jewel Northcutt hassled over to Campos. Campos ahead to Parker in transition. A shot from 17 is cash. Holly Parker for 2. She's got 4 tonight. 26-12, 4:05 to go in the second. Henley leads. And so now Kent brings it up. Kent guarded by Martino from way beyond the perimeter. She kicks it into Ramirez on the right elbow. Ramirez tries to take it in herself and cashes in. Ramirez, the leading scorer for Woodburn tonight, as the pass in transition stays with Henley. 8 points tonight for Ramirez, so she's got 8 of her team's 14 points. Melody Martino takes his seat on the bench as Ryan Maddox checks back in for the Hornets. Ryan Maddox takes the inbound pass on the left wing. She brings it around to the free throw line, bounces it out. Right wing jumper for Parker. That's no good. The rebound is secured, it looked like, for a second by Ramirez, but a held ball. Possession will remain with the Hornets. And Northcutt will inbound. Northcutt going to get it inside to Campos. She fires from 10, tries to bank it in, no good. Rebound is corralled by Sanchez, and Woodburn brings it up the floor. Sanchez crosses the timeline, bounces it over to Bryant, left wing. Bryant feels a little bit of pressure, puts it on the deck, brings it around to the right block, bouncing it outside to Rodriguez. She tries to drive left baseline, but is picked up by Campos. Bouncing it over to Rodriguez. She's on the right block. The shot is off the front iron, no good. Bryant battles for the rebound. Loose ball picked up by Sanchez. She tries to put it back and up and in. Can't do it. Campos clears the glass, tosses it ahead to Maddox in transition, and Maddox can't corral the pass. It goes out of bounds. And it'll be Woodburn basketball. 3:04 to go in the second. Henley leads 26-14. And so bringing it up the floor is going to be Ramirez for the Bulldogs. Ramirez bouncing it over to Bryant, handing it back to Ramirez as she goes left block and is fouled on the drive. A non-shooter, 6th team foul for Henley. It's going to be charged to Jewel Northcutt. And Northcutt picks up her first foul. Madeline Sharp gets ready to check into the game. And out comes Northcutt. Also, Lily Pankey into the game for Woodburn. Out comes Kiara Bryant. Pankey, her first action seen tonight, she is a junior post. She gets the pass there. Pankey operating on the left block, kicks it outside to Rodriguez. And now to Ramirez. Ramirez chucks a 3, no good. Campos bringing it up the floor. Brings it along the near side, bothered all the way up the floor by Kent. Campos along the right elbow, spins around, kicks it out to Maddox. Near corner 3, no good. Rebound collected by Henley. Maddox on the far corner. Now gets it over to Campos for three. Clangs that one off the rim. Parker gets the rebound. Maddox, an opportunity from the top of the key. Decides to drive it inside and has her pocket picked by Woodburn. But Campos steals the ball right back. Campos at the free throw line. Kicks it out to Sharp. But that one is picked away by Sanchez. Sanchez with the open court layup, and that's good. 10-point game, 26-16, 2:10 to go. And Sanchez has got 4 points tonight. Maddox bouncing it inside to Parker. She goes up with the shot. That's no good. The rebound is collected by Pankey. And now it's Ramirez, top of the key, dishing it over to Sanchez. Sanchez throws it over to Rodriguez on the right wing. Getting it back over to Kent. Kent, a nice bounce pass to Sanchez. Sanchez along the left wing, zipping it over to Rodriguez. She fires three. Front iron, no good. And it'll be Campos bringing it up the floor. Annie Campos tonight so far has got 8 points. 7 points, and she averages 17 per game this season. Ryan Maddox along the left elbow is going to hand it off to Parker. Parker beyond the key, fakes a handoff to Campos, dives inside, then brings it back around the perimeter. Inside to Sharp. She fades away on the jumper. That's no good. A wrestle for the loose ball and a held ball down low. Possession will go to Woodburn. Martino checks in for Parker. And so the 5 for the Hornets, it's Harper, Martino, Maddox, Campos, and Sharp. And so the inbound pass goes to Kent. Kent bothered by Sharp all the way up, Maddox all the way up the floor. Kent has to spin around, and a foul in the open floor will earn Kent opportunities at the free throw line, as now Woodburn is in the bonus. A chance for them to get back into the game with a few free throws here, as Kent will earn free throw number 1 and could get a second should this one drop. The first free throw from Kent is on the way, and it rims out, no good. And Campos is going to bring it up the floor. Campos racing along the right side, takes a screen, gets a nice look at the rim, and lays it up and in with the left hand. Annie Campos producing here in the postseason. She has got 9 points tonight. Inbound pass is collected by Ramirez with 54 seconds left to go in the second. 28-16 the score. Henley leads. 48 seconds now as Ramirez is going to try to dish it over to Pankey. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by Sharp. And so Woodburn stays with possession. Annie Campos steals the inbound pass. Taking it up the floor, but Kent takes it away. A held ball underneath, and that was a good defensive play by Aria Kent as she picked the ball away. A block, I think that would go on the books as, rather than a steal. And Woodburn collects the basketball. 37 seconds left, and it's going to be Henley's ball. So there we go. And I think it's Craig Connor, one of our officials tonight, wants time to make sure the possession arrow is going the right way. There's a little bit of confusion, and I think they're just trying to figure out what's going on. And got a good set of officials tonight here in the Basin. Robbie Susania, Craig Caldwell, Craig Connor. As they figured it out, it'll be Henley basketball. Campos takes the inbound pass and a foul as she goes up with the shot. Annie will head to the line for 2. She is 1 for 4 at the penalty stripe tonight. 34 seconds to go in the second. Henley leads by 12, 28-16. And Annie Campos with a first free throw. Off the back iron, no good. And she will get a second opportunity at the line here. Her second free throw is good. Makes the score 29-16. Lofting it ahead to Sanchez. Sanchez bringing it up along the far side of the floor, spins around, kicks it over to Zepeda. Zepeda on the right wing, brings it around top of the key. Annie Campos got a loose hand on it, saves it from going over and back, and Ramirez collects the loose ball. She makes a drive to the rim, no good. Pankey gets the rebound, free throw line jumper for Woodburn, that won't go. Ball goes out of bounds, possession Henley. A great job by Madeline Sharp not allowing Pankey to get to the ball, kind of boxed her out of the ball going out of bounds. 15 seconds left to go. I'm sure Henley content to take the final shot as Campos brings it up, takes a screen from Maddox. The ball goes out of bounds, and Woodburn will take the final shot instead. A turnover for Campos. And they're going to have to manufacture a shot here. They trail by 13 to the Woodburn Bulldogs. 29-16, 9.1 to go. Kent takes the inbound pass. She crosses half court. Kent dishing it over to Ramirez. A long three won't go. Loose ball collected by Zepeda, and she can't get a shot off. We go to halftime with a score of 29-16. Henley fighting for their playoff lives. They lead by 13 over Woodburn. We're going to take a break, come back. When we do, we'll take a look at the play-in games we've already seen in this playoff and postseason, and we'll also take a look at the bracket. It's the winner of this ball game. 29-16 at half. Henley leads.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quadtrac tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
At Bowers Construction, our mission statement is to enrich the lives of our customers and of our team. So we're trying to be the best construction company that we can be by bringing value to other people's lives. So the work we provide is basically from foundation to roof in residential, and we work in commercial construction. Find our Bowers Construction Facebook page, or just give us a call. It's 541-205-1464. We are a licensed contractor. It's CCB 188923.
Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager of Clown Falls Honda and Clown Falls Subaru. I've lived here my whole life. Most of our employees have lived here their whole life too. Our sales, service, parts, and body shop teams are all staffed with experienced local folks. You know them and they know you. Our dealerships are comfortable and not corporate. Comfortable means we're focused on you. I'm Rob, and I'm glad to know you.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
And we welcome you back to Henley High School inside the Hornets' nest tonight for this OSAA play-in matchup between the 16th-ranked Henley Hornets and the 17th-ranked Woodburn Bulldogs at halftime this afternoon. Henley leads 29-16. They are led in scoring by Annie Campos, the sophomore, showing up when it matters most. She's got 10 points tonight. You can follow that up with 5 points from Ryan Maddox, 4 from each Holly Parker and Maddie Sharp, and 2 from Jewel Northcutt, Anna Harper, and Melody Martino, your leading scorers for the Henley Hornets. You look at what the Woodburn Bulldogs have done so far this afternoon. They are led in scoring by Aliana Ramirez with 8 points this afternoon, 4 for Isabella Sanchez, and 2 for Aria Kent and Diara Rodriguez. That is how we get our score of 16 for Woodburn. Henley's defense has been the story here in this first half. They have not allowed Woodburn to take very many good shots at all. Talked to Randy Denson, head coach of the Henley Hornets in his second season, along with his assistants Alex Stork and Kevin Petrick a little bit before tonight's game, or this afternoon's game, I should say. And they said that Woodburn likes to play 4 or 5 out. They like to pass around the perimeter. Well, tonight, the three-pointers are not falling for Woodburn. They haven't hit one all night. In fact, only one three-pointer made between these two teams. It's credited to Ryan Maddox, and she knocked the triple down in the first quarter. Since then, it's been a lot of layups from the likes of Annie Campos and Aliana Ramirez, and that is how we get our score of 29-16. Again, the winner this afternoon will make it to the first round, the Sweet 16 of the OSAA On Point Community Credit Union 4A Girls Basketball Playoffs. We'll go over the playoff scenarios, a handful of other teams still having to play into the playoffs, and a couple teams have already booked their trip, including one from the Skyline Conference who won a play-in game last night. We'll tell you who coming up next as we continue, the halftime show on mybasin.com. At half, the Henley Lady Hornets lead over Woodburn 29-16. On Top Tree Services have one of the highest buckets in town. No job too small, no tree too tall. Operating since 2017, this crew's ready for your land clearing, tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding, and fire prevention. On Top Tree Services offers same-day estimates. I can't mention this enough. If a tree falls on your house or vehicle, they offer a 24/7 emergency tree or limb removal. Give them a call today at 541-882-8707. On Top Tree Services, fast, easy, and reliable. CCB 216014.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quad-Track tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
And we welcome you back to the MyBasin.com presentation of this OSAA play-in contest between the Woodburn Bulldogs and the Henley Hornets. Henley right now leads 29-16 over Woodburn. Again, the winner here this afternoon books a trip to the Sweet 16 of the OSAA On Point Community Credit Union 4A basketball playoffs for the girls' side of the bracket. A handful of teams have already played their way into the bracket, including a Skyline Conference team. Hidden Valley beat McLaughlin last night 57-32, so they will be in the Sweet 16. From the Oregon West Conference, we'll say one more Skyline Conference team who lost their play-in game yesterday. That would be Klamath Union. They went to Marist and lost 44-17. So Klamath Union's season is done. Hidden Valley has extended their season. Mazama is already awaiting a team in the Sweet 16 because they won the Skyline Conference. So a chance for another Basin team to maybe make the actual playoffs. This is a play-in game, more or less just a postseason round, and then the playoffs start next week. From the Oregon West Conference, Woodburn obviously playing here tonight. We've got Staten, who won yesterday 37-21. They beat Cottage Grove. So Staten is going to be in the 16-team playoff. And one more Oregon West team plays this afternoon. That's going to be Sweet Home visiting Marshfield. And, you look at Marshfield, and they are a very good 4A girls basketball team. That game is played at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So that is what we're looking at in terms of the play-in game. The teams that are already made the playoffs and are waiting in the bracket, well, that's Philomath, that's Cascade, Baker, Junction City, Gladstone, Banks, Madras, and Mazama. 8 teams got that immediate berth, and 8 more have to play in. One of these teams will play in to the bracket this afternoon. And again, the playoffs begin on March 4th or the 5th. It's a Friday, Saturday. The playoff games have to be played before, on or before March 5th. So it could be a Friday or Saturday game. Just depends on how it gets scheduled. If you win that game, that is when you go to the final site, the Elite 8, the basketball tournament, which is going to be held at Marshfield High School and North Bend High School over in Coos Bay. And that is going to be a fun event. These teams right now just have to worry about one another. They're trying to play into the round of 16. Right now, Henley holds the lead 29-16. Hornets over Woodburn are going to take a break, come back, and when we do, we'll be ready for third quarter on MyBasin.com.
So lonely, I just decided This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
And we're back getting ready for the third quarter of action this afternoon from Henley High School. Good afternoon. My name is Josh Eldridge, joined by Nick Bradford, running the camera for you today. It is a play-in game, postseason basketball, and Henley leads 29-16 over Woodburn. The winner here this afternoon books a ticket to the Sweet 16. We'll have to travel for that game, as we talked about just a minute ago on the post-game show, but we are back into basketball. The five on the floor for the Hornets. It's going to be Jewel Northcutt, Ryan Maddox, Annie Campos, Madeline Sharp, and Holly Parker. Annie Campos with a steal to start things off, fires one up from the right block, won't go. Northcutt got the rebound, puts it back up, and is fouled. So Northcutt heads to the line, gives us a chance to kind of reset this game for as we enter the third quarter. Woodburn has been trying to fire up their fair share of three-pointers and mid-range shots. They just have not been falling, and they trail by 13. But for Henley, questionable work from the free throw line. If that continues down the stretch, you look for Woodburn to potentially try to make a comeback that way. Of course, the Hornets would love to improve those numbers. As you just saw Jewel Northcutt miss her first free throw there. She gets her second attempt coming up. And that one clangs off the back iron, no good. The rebound is collected by Woodburn, and a held ball. Possession stays with Henley. And so Northcutt will inbound, trying to get it inside to Sharp, rather. Cruz tipped it out, and Sharp tried to collect it, but stepped out of bounds. And so it'll be Ramirez with the inbound pass. And bringing it up the floor now for Woodburn was Kent. Now it's over to Ramirez. Ramirez kicks it to Bryant, top of the key. Bryant puts it on the deck, trying to drive along the left elbow. Kicks it back outside to Ramirez. Ramirez, top of the key. Driving left inside the lane, and a foul called against Northcutt as the ball went out of bounds, I believe, after she picked that away. So it's her third foul. One team foul each with 7:17 to go in the third. Henley leads 29-16. An off-ball foul called on Aliana Ramirez gives Henley possession. Anna Harper into the game. She checks in for Jewel Northcutt as Campos faces a press all the way up the floor from Kent. Campos is hassled, bounces it over to Maddox. She thought about a three, bouncing it over to Parker. Parker has it now left side, bouncing it outside to Campos. Campos spins around to her left, underhanded layup. That one won't go. Ramirez cleans the glass, passes ahead to Kent. Kent gets it inside to Sanchez in transition, and a travel underneath the rim. And a turnover again for Woodburn gives possession to the Hornets. Annie Campos will bring it across the floor. She's pressured by Kent. Kent, who averages 15 points a game for Woodburn, has been held to just 2 through one half. All right, Maddox brings it around, far wing, kicking it over to Parker. Maddox thought about three, puts it on the deck, fires from 17, off the front of the rim, no good. And it'll be Sanchez who cleans the glass. She is bringing it up, bothered by Maddox as she brings it up the floor. And now Sanchez is going to be guarded by Parker, kicking it over near side to Ramirez. She thought about a three, but instead kicks it over to Bryant. Bryant over to Kent. Kent zipping it over to Sanchez. She takes a three. No good. Ball saved from going out of bounds. Actually, no, they do step out of bounds. And you can see first-year head coach George Sandoval trying to talk to a couple of his players there. In his first year, he's brought Woodburn to the postseason, a team which hasn't had a playoff game in 22 years. They've had a fair share of play-in games and postseason appearances, but in terms of a playoff game where you're in the bracket, Woodburn's last playoff appearance was in 2000, well before any of the players you see on the floor now were born. Kent tries a layup, no good. She collects her own rebound. Maddox tries to rip it away in a held ball. In fact, the last win for Woodburn in the playoffs came on March 7th, 2000, and it was in the bracket against these Henley Hornets. I'm sure they're looking for similar fortunes, but right now they trail by 13 with 5:57 to go in the third. And so Annie Campos will bring it up the floor. Campos bringing it along the right block, kicking it outside to Parker. 18-foot jumper, no good along the far side. Madeline Sharp collects the long rebound, kicking it over to Maddox. Maddox fires inside to Parker. Parker makes a move to the rim and converts, and Parker strikes first here in the second half. Parker, for her tonight, she's got 6 points after that made bucket there. On the other end, Ryan Maddox collects the loose ball. She's trying to bring it coast to coast, up with the layup, and it's good for Ryan Maddox. 7 points for the senior tonight. 5:18 to go in the third. Henley leads 33-16. Pass goes ahead to Ramirez. Ramirez, a bounce pass inside to Cruz, and she gets her first bucket of the night as Woodburn tries to answer back. Now 33-18. On the other side, Ryan Maddox in transition. That's when she gets her point. She's got 9 points tonight. Credit the assist to Annie Campos with the lob into Maddox. And now it's going to be Ramirez with it. Ramirez lofting it far side to Kent. She fires a far corner three. That one rolls around the rim and falls. So the first three-pointer of the afternoon falls for Woodburn, makes the score 35-21. And a takeaway for the Bulldogs. Throwing it ahead to Kent. Kent one-on-one against Campos in transition, and Kent gets the bucket. Kent, I mentioned heating up a little bit, but Henley answers right back. You're going to have Holly Parker with a 2-point bucket. And a timeout called by Coach Sandoval for Woodburn. We'll take time too. 37-23, and this might be an official's timeout as we will take a break. 37-23, Henley leads with 4:23 to go in the third.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quatrac tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
4:24 left to go in the third quarter this afternoon from Henley High School. The Lady Hornets are battling the Woodburn Bulldogs in this play-in game, postseason game. Winner here goes to the Sweet 16 in the OSAA bracket. And Woodburn starts with the ball. Inbound pass going to go to Rodriguez. Rodriguez back to Ramirez. And so Ramirez bringing it up the floor. Picked up by Northcutt. Kicks it over near side to Zepeda. Zepeda back to Bellman, who's checked into the game. Bellman lofting it inside to Cruz, down low, that's Ramirez. Ramirez operating on the left block. A mid-range shot fired by Bellman is no good. Campos lofting it ahead to Parker in transition. Parker pops from 12, no good. Anna Harper battling for the rebound, ball down low. Northcutt, I think, touched it going out of bounds. It'll be Woodburn basketball. 37-23, 3:50 to go in the third. And Henley leads. Inbound pass going over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez kicking it over to Sanchez. That's Ramirez. Inside to Bellman on the right elbow. Inside to Zepeda. Zepeda operating on the right block. Kicks it back to Bellman. Bellman trying to bounce it back outside to Zepeda. Zepeda now bringing it around at the H at half court here in the Hornets' nest. Zepeda lofting it over to Cruz. Cruz along the left wing. She tries to drive inside, make a move to the rim. The shot is bothered down low by Parker, and the rebound is collected by Henley. Parker crosses the timeline for the Hornets and bounces it over to Campos, top of the key. Campos trying to get it inside to Northcutt, who fires up a shot off the glass, no good. And Harper collects the rebound. Now Melody Martino along the near wing, bouncing it over to Campos. Campos trying to drive in the lane, a 12-foot floater, no good, but she's fouled. Annie Campos, who has 10 points tonight, getting her first free throw opportunities of the second half. She's 3 for 6 at the line tonight. 2 for 6 at the line tonight. And Campos with the first free throw. That one rattles home, and credit the point to the sophomore. Into the game is Aria Kent. Bellman's out. Second free throw for Campos is good. 39-23. 2:55 to go in the third, and Henley leads. Melody Martino guards Kent all the way up the floor. Kent stops a little bit, kicks it inside to Ramirez, who goes up with a lengthy layup and converts. 39-25, pass ahead into Martino in transition. Too hard off the glass, won't go, but Northcutt. No, pardon me, that's Harper there to clean up the mess. 41-25. So Ramirez got points on the last possession, and then so did Harper. Harper's got 4 points total tonight. Her team leads 41-25, 2:25 to go in the third. And it's Rodriguez along with it in the near corner. Rodriguez steps back, kicks it to Cruz, top of the key. Cruz trying to find Kent, but decides to give it right back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez puts it on the deck, looking for an open player, I think, in the post. Rodriguez takes a screen, brings around top of the key. At the free throw line, she kicks it back outside to Ramirez. Ramirez fires from 13 and splashes it. Ramirez has got 12 points tonight. Her team still trailing 41-27, 2 to go in the third. Annie Campos dribbled it off her foot and will regain possession for the Bulldogs. Couple substitutions in for Henley, so the 5 on the floor for the Lady Hornets. It's Anna Harper, Melody Martino, Ryan Maddox, Maddie Sharp, and Annie Campos. Pass lofted into Zepeda. Zepeda picked up by Campos all the way around. Zepeda kicking it over to Cruz on the far side. Cruz putting on the deck, trying to bring it around top of the key, over to Ramirez. Ramirez thought about a three. She has it now top of the key. Kicking it over now to Rodriguez. Rodriguez puts on the deck, bothered by Maddox. Bouncing it now near side to Zepeda. Zepeda trying to pass around the perimeter are the Bulldogs. This is when they work their 4 or 5 out. Trying to drive inside was Cruz, and Maddox picks her pocket. And Ryan Maddox is going to be battling Ramirez all the way up the court. Maddox trying to drive inside the lane. A high layup is good from Maddox. That layup was so pretty. 11 points now tonight for the senior in this play-in matchup. Kick outside to Rodriguez for Woodburn. Off the glass, no good, and Campos cleans the glass. Campos has to find Sharp and kicks it back to Maddox as she brings it up the timeline. Now over to Maddox. Steps into a long three. Back iron, no good. Rebound is collected by Woodburn. Throwing it ahead to Rodriguez. Rodriguez ahead now to Zepeda. Zepeda on the near wing. Bothered by Campos. Campos gets a hand in there, bothering Zepeda on the turn. And now over to Ramirez as she hovers around the H half court. Inside of the free throw line to Rodriguez. She's on the right elbow, handing it off inside to Ramirez. A non-shooter, a foul nonetheless against Henley. And I think they're going to get Maddie Sharp with it. That's the second personal foul for Maddie Sharp, the second team foul for the Hornets. Pass into Sanchez, who's checked into the game. A loose ball, held ball, possession Hornets. 29 seconds to go now in the third. 43-27. Henley in the lead. Maddie Sharp lofting it into Martino. Martino going to be bothered as Woodburn trying to press and create a turnover here. Martino races past the press, but it is picked away by Zepeda. Zepeda over to Sanchez. Sanchez is going to kick it over to Kent. Kent steps into a three. That's no good. Maddox touches it as it goes out of bounds. 13 seconds to go in the third. Woodburn has a chance at the final shot of the quarter. Kicking it over, far side. Now over to Zepeda. Zepeda now with 9 seconds. Over to Ramirez. Ramirez kicks it over to Sanchez. Sanchez fires three. Bounces off the rim, no good. Loose ball will bring us to the end of the third quarter. Henley's in the driver's seat. They lead Woodburn 43-27. Fourth quarter action next on mybasin.com.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities. adding more threads to the fabric to make our community stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
We are getting ready for the fourth quarter of action this afternoon from the Hornets' Nest on the campus of Henley High School here in Klamath Falls, Oregon. Henley leads 43-27. 8 minutes on the clock in the final quarter of play. At the conclusion of these 8 minutes, one of these teams is headed to the Sweet 16 in the OSA On Point Community Credit Union 4A Girls Basketball Playoffs. And Woodburn starts with the ball. They trail by 16. Rodriguez has it. She kicks it over to Cruz. And now over to Ramirez. Ramirez putting on the deck along the far side. She's bothered by Harper. Over to Sanchez, and now back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez bringing it around, trying to drive the lane. Gets hassled and fouled on the shot. It'll be the third Henley team foul. And they are charging it to Maddie Sharp. She picks up her third. And so this sends Deanna Rodriguez to the line, getting her first and second free throw opportunities of the afternoon. First free throw is no good. And the second one coming up. It looks like there's a conversation at the scorer's table as Craig Connor senses something is wrong. Well, if you're looking for work, John Bowers Construction is looking for a lead carpenter who has construction experience and is a problem solver, a bookkeeper, and experience is a plus, but they'll train the right person, and a salesperson who can work with customers and help with marketing. Call 541-205-1464 to apply. And so we are ready for basketball once more as the second free throw for Rodriguez is up, and it is good. So 43-28 after a 1-for-2 trip to the line for Rodriguez, and Henley has the ball. Bringing it up the floor is Campos. Campos takes it herself. Can't get the bucket, and the rebound is collected by Cruz for Woodburn. She hands it over to Ramirez, who brings it up the floor. A steal for Campos. Campos loses a handle on it as she faced three Bulldogs. The loose ball was collected by Rodriguez, and now she hands it to Ramirez. Pass coming over near side to Sanchez. Sanchez puts it on the deck. A long two, back iron, no good, or off the glass rather. And Campos collects the loose ball. Campos fires ahead to Maddox, steps into a three. Maddox cashes in. Second three of the night for Maddox, and she has got 14 points this afternoon. Now Kent trying to drive inside, and a foul against Maddox. So 14 points for Maddox as she just collected her third foul. And Campos has 12, your leading scorers for Henley. And so the inbound pass is going to go to Rodriguez. Rodriguez is bothered, loses a handle on the ball, and it goes out of bounds. And it'll be Henley basketball. 46-28, an 18-point lead. Biggest of the afternoon for Henley, and Maddox trying to drive inside, a bounce pass to Sharp, bouncing it outside to Parker. She thought about one from 17, kicks it over to Campos. Campos back inside to Harper. She takes it herself with a left hand. The freshman converts. She's got 6 points tonight, and Henley has cracked this open to a 20-point ball game. Rodriguez trying to answer back for Woodburn. Won't go. Back iron. Kent collects the rebound. She can't get the bucket, and Maddie Sharp gets the rebound. Ball goes out of bounds on the pass. It was last touched by Aliana Ramirez, and it'll be Hornets basketball. Henley has widened this margin slowly and steadily. They lead by 20, 48-28, and Maddox is going to bring it up the floor. Maddox crosses around, top of the key, trying to bring it along the far side. Bouncing it over to Campos, far corner. Campos drives baseline, up with the shot, throws it off the glass, no good. Campos collects her own rebound. The second shot's no good. And there for the putback is Anna Harper. Anna Harper with 8 points tonight. She averages 7 on the season, and she has cracked that here. 50-28. And now a pass into the far corner for Sanchez. Sanchez going to kick it over to Ramirez. She fires three. That one won't go. And Sharp collects the rebound. Over to Campos. Campos bringing it up the floor, handing it over to Maddox. Maddox brings it around top of the key. And now over to Parker. Parker dribbles in. A shot from 14. Off the glass won't go. Loose ball collected by Cruz. Ahead to Sanchez as Woodburn has got to start striking quick if they want a chance back into this ball game. They're content to take their time as we cross the 5-minute mark to go in the fourth. Henley leads 50-28. Sanchez thought about a free throw line jumper. Takes it in herself and is fouled. She'll shoot 2. Well, the weather is lightening up here in the Klamath Basin. We've had a nice couple of days, but if you're still not ready to hit the golf course, you still want to play some, Harbor Isles has the only golfing simulators in the basin. They've got over 100 different courses to choose from. They've got from the Bandon Dunes to St. Andrews. It is warmly located inside the clubhouse where members pay $6 an hour and non-members pay $10 an hour. You can call Harbor Isles Golf Club for a tee time. And so the first free throw was good, and a 2-for-2 trip at the line trims the lead now back to 20. 50-30. Campos bringing it up the floor. Handing it over to Martino, brings it around top of the key. Bouncing it inside to Harper. Harper has a little bit of trouble corralling the pass, kicks it over to Maddox. Maddox thought 3, puts it on the deck, drives inside, has the shot rejected, but it's actually a foul down low. Maddox heads to the line to shoot 2. She's got 14 points tonight, but has not had a trip to the penalty stripe. Well, if you want to stay in shape and be involved in a sport you love, you might earn some money on the process. You can become an athletic official. There is a shortage of officials in Oregon, and especially here in the Klamath Basin. We need you now more than ever. Visit osaa.org/officials for more information to get registered. Coach Denson wants time. We'll take 1-2. The score 50-30. 4:35 to go in the fourth. Henley leads.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
And we welcome you back to this OSAA play-in matchup on mybasin.com. 16th ranked Henley leads 17th ranked Woodburn 50-30 with 4:35 to go in the fourth. Henley has also earned themselves some free throws as Ryan Maddox heads to the line. She missed her first and gets a chance at a second here. And Maddox misses her second as well. The rebound collected by Zepeda for Woodburn. Passing it ahead to Ramirez. Ramirez trying to bounce it over to Sanchez. Melody Martino broke up the passing lane but tipped it out of bounds. And so Maddie Sharp will check in for Anna Harper. The freshman exits the game with 8 points. Lofting it ahead to Sanchez. Sanchez in a double team. Kicks it over to Zepeda. Zepeda thought about 3. Kicks it over to Sanchez. Sanchez also thought about 3. Now back to Zepeda. Passing around the perimeter are Woodburn. Woodburn. And now it is Zepeda taking a screen from Cruz. Had a decent look at the bucket. Couldn't convert. And Maddie Sharp collected the rebound and gets fouled. Zepeda picks up her second foul. 5 team fouls each for Henley and Woodburn. And so Northcutt will inbound to Campos, who faces a double team right away. Now head to Martino as Woodburn trying to press and take the ball away, getting it ahead to Campos. Campos kicks it to Maddox. Maddox has a little bit of trouble corralling the pass, is going to bounce it over to Northcutt. Northcutt going to work on the right block and gets fouled on the shot. Northcutt at the line. She's 0 for 2 from the penalty stripe tonight. A chance to extend this 20-point lead. That was at one point 22 points was the biggest lead of the night for Henley. First free throw is no good. All right. Second free throw on the way That one is good. Back up to a 21-point game rather. As those were a pair of good free throws from Jewel Northcutt, or pardon me, the second one was good. 3:48 to go in the fourth. With it now is Zepeda. Zepeda brings it around. Kicks it outside to Rodriguez. Rodriguez putting it on the deck, steps back, tries to get it out to Zepeda. Andy Campos almost collected the ball, but Zepeda corrals it. Bounce goes inside to Ramirez, and she is fouled before the shot. They're going to charge the foul to Northcutt. That's her fourth and Henley's sixth team foul. It's a non-shooting foul, so Woodburn will be able to inbound with 3:32 left to go in the fourth in a 21-point ball game. Henley trying to cling on and book a ticket to the Sweet 16. Inbound pass going to Rodriguez. Ball rolls out of bounds.
Charge to number 10, Ryan Maddox, your fourth. 17 foul. Woodburn is in the bonus. Diana Rodriguez is at the line, shooting 1-1. Checking in for Henley, number 11, Holly Parker.
Holly Parker has checked into the game. Woodburn now into the bonus. And Campos takes the inbound pass. Brings it along the far sideline, loses it for a second. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be possession Woodburn. Inbound pass going to Sanchez for the Bulldogs. Bothered by Parker. Zipping it over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez along the left wing, trying to get it inside, and a foul is going to be called against Northcutt. Northcutt will exit the game. That is her fifth foul, eighth for the Hornets. Into the game is Anna Harper as Jewel Northcutt takes a seat on the bench. The sophomore exits tonight's game with 3 points scored. Still a solid outing. 1-1 for Aliana Ramirez. She is 2 for 4 at the free throw line tonight. That one is good. Makes it a 20-point game once more. Second free throw on the way from Ramirez. And it's good. 51-32, 3:12 to go. Henley leads. Campos lofting it ahead to Sharp. Sharp fires in a bullet pass to Harper, but she can't quite corral it. I believe actually a Woodburn player might have tipped that one out of bounds, so it'll remain Henley basketball. She gets a quick pass in to Martino, who's checked in for Ryan Maddox. Now Annie Campos going to bring it around and hand it to Martino. Martino handing it back over to Campos. Campos brings it around top of the key. Is guarded at half court. Campos going to loft it inside to Parker, who gets tied up down low. A held ball. Possession stays with Henley. And we're going to see a substitution in for the Hornets. So Chanel Balbin, Gracie Poe, and Maya Mock into the game. Melody Martino, Holly Parker, and Maddie Sharp check out. So the 5 on the floor right now for Henley. Chanel Balbin, Gracie Poe, Maya Mock, Anna Harper, and Annie Campos. And a foul down low sends Anna Harper to the line. Freshman going to shoot her first free throws. That also puts Henley into the bonus, as that was the 7th team foul for Woodburn. 8 for Henley. Also third foul picked up by Brianna Cruz. First free throw is good for Harper. Annie Campos out of the game. Martino comes in. Annie Campos exits tonight with 12 points. Ryan Maddox exits with 14. The second free throw is no good, and Zepeda bringing it up the floor. Zepeda kicking it over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez now to Sanchez. Sanchez lofting it inside to Ramirez. She tries to go up with the shot. Off the glass, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. Possession remains with the Bulldogs. And into the game will be Liliana Bellman. She checks in for Diana Rodriguez. A between the legs inbound pass, tried to get it to Cruz, and a held ball. Possession stays with Woodburn. Inbound pass coming, lofting it ahead, intended for Zepeda. Loose ball collected by Sanchez. Sanchez brings it around near side, steps back beyond the arc, guarded by Gracie Poe. Back now to Sanchez. She puts it on the deck, lofts it inside to Ramirez, who goes to work against Harper and will earn a foul against Anna Harper. Second foul for Harper, 9th team foul for the Hornets, still shooting 1-1 is Ramirez. Ramirez so far in this second half, 1 for 2 from the line, but she makes that one there. 52-33, 2 minutes left in this play-in matchup. And the second free throw also good for Ramirez. It is Melody Martino bringing it up the floor, and Poe kicks it over to Mock. Mock loses a handle on it for a second. Now back to Gracie Poe. Poe lofting it over near side to Martino. Inside to Harper. Harper goes up with the shot, has it blocked by Ramirez. Good defensive play there by the sophomore. And now Ramirez brings it up the floor. Ramirez going to kick it over to Cruz. Cruz back to Ramirez, top of the key. 1:30 left to go in the ball game. Kicking it over to Cruz. Back over to Zepeda. Zepeda lofting it over to Bellman. 1:13 left to go in the ball game. Woodburn just trying to look for a shot. Sanchez lofting it over near side to Zepeda. Zepeda gets it over to Cruz, back to Zepeda. With a win here, Henley will advance to the OSAA 4A Community Credit Union Girls Basketball Playoffs as Maya Mock collects the rebound. A timeout called by Coach Randy Denson, and we'll take one too. The Hornets 53 seconds away from clinching a spot in the Sweet 16. We'll be back with you shortly on mybasin.com.
At Bowers Construction, our mission statement is to enrich the lives of our customers and of our team. So we're trying to be the best construction company that we can be by bringing value to other people's lives. So the work we provide is basically from foundation to roof in residential, and we work in commercial construction. Find our Bowers Construction Facebook page, or just give us a call. It's 541-205-1464. We are a licensed contractor at CCB 188923.
Taylor Lee's checked into the game for the Hornets as they lead 52-34, under a minute to go in this play-in game. When the final buzzer sounds, Henley will have earned a berth into the Sweet 16. They turn the ball over there. Loose ball picked up by Sanchez, lofting it ahead to Ramirez. She goes up in a blocking foul down low. And that will send Woodburn into the double bonus. Balbin picks up her first foul. And so the 5 on the floor for the Hornets: Melody Martino, Gracie Poe, Maya Mock, Chanel Balbin, and Taylor Lee. And the free throw on the way is no good from Ramirez. She will earn another here. Second free throw on the way from Ramirez as she goes through her routine in those neon green shoes. The second free throw's no good. Woodburn collects the rebound. Back out to Ramirez. She goes up with the shot, gets the bucket and the foul. A nice play there by Ramirez. Frankly, though, could be considered too little, too late. She'll earn one more free throw here to try to trim the lead a little bit with 34 seconds left to go. And it's good. So the score now 52-37. Martino is going to be pressed A loose ball as Martino collects it once more. She's trying to race along the far sideline. Henley having trouble bringing the ball up the floor, and Woodburn takes it away, and 10-second violation. Woodburn makes the turnover and gets the ball here with 21 seconds left to go in a 52-37 ball game. Inbound pass goes to Cruz. She brings it around the perimeter, kicking it outside to Zepeda. Zepeda brings it inside. A free throw line floater, no good. Collecting the rebound was Ramirez. That's no good. And finally putting it back up and in. Ramirez with 2 more points. 6 seconds left to go. A loose ball on the other side, and possession goes to Henley. And it looks like Chanel Balbin will inbound this one. Gets it inside to Martino. 2 seconds, 1 second. And for the first time since 2019, the Henley Hornets are headed to the Sweet 16. They win this one 52-39. We're going to try to talk with Ryan Maddox in the post-game show coming up next on MyBasin.com. Henley defeats Woodburn at home 52-39.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quadtrac tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
At Bowers Construction, our mission statement is to enrich the lives of our customers and of our team. So we're trying to be the best construction company that we can be by bringing value to other people's lives. So the work we provide is basically from foundation to roof in residential, and we work in commercial construction. Find our Bowers Construction Facebook page, or just give us a call. It's 541-205-1464. We are a licensed contractor at CCB 188923.
Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager of Clown Falls Honda and Clown Falls Subaru. I've lived here my whole life. Most of our employees have lived here their whole life too. Our sales, service, parts, and body shop teams are all staffed with experienced local folks. You know them and they know you. Our dealerships are comfortable and not corporate. Comfortable means we're focused on you. I'm Rob, and I'm glad to know you.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon, soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
And we welcome you back to the MyBasin.com post-game show as the final score this afternoon from Henley High School is 52-39. The Henley Lady Hornets are headed to the Sweet 16. Tonight for Henley, well, they were led by the usual suspects. 14 points from Ryan Maddox, 12 from Annie Campos, 9 tonight from Anna Harper, 8 for Holly Parker, 4 for Maddie Sharp, 3 for Jewel Northcutt, and 2 for Melody Martino, your leading scorers tonight for the hometown Henley Lady Hornets. And for the Woodburn Bulldogs tonight, they were led largely by Aliana Ramirez. The sophomore notched 20 points tonight, but could not help her team to victory. Diara Rodriguez and Aria Kent each scored 7, 6 points for Isabella Sanchez and 2 for Brianna Cruz. And again, 20 points for Aliana Ramirez. She led all scores, but her team still fell well short tonight. It was a 52-39 loss to Henley tonight. And now, as Henley looks ahead, they have booked a trip to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2019, when they finished with a 8-2 league record, 14-10 overall in that 2019 season, led by Shannon Carlson as the coach. Since Randy Denson has taken over. This is his first playoff appearance here for the Henley Lady Hornets. They are ranked 16th in the state, so you can try to look ahead and find out who they might play in the state tournament. There are 8 teams, well, a handful more now after some play-in games, but 8 teams get to the state tournament, at least an immediate berth. There are 16 overall. Right now, who's waiting? It's Philomath, it's Cascade, Baker, Junction City, Gladstone, Banks, Madras, and Mazama. Those were the 8 teams that got to skip this play-in round. Now, a handful of teams, again, have already played in. We look at the teams that won yesterday. The Skyline Conference saw Hidden Valley advance to the Sweet 16 after a 57-32 win over McLaughlin. Marist has advanced after beating Klamath Union 44-17 yesterday. Staten from the Oregon West Conference, which plays with Woodburn in the Oregon West. Staten beat Cottage Grove 37-21. They are headed to the Sweet 16. And Astoria handled Malala 56-37. They are in the playoffs. You can add Henley to that list, and there's a couple of games that are going on a little bit later on this afternoon. In fact, in about half an hour at 3 o'clock, Valley Catholic and LeGrand tip off for a chance at the Sweet 16. At 4 o'clock this afternoon, Sweet Home plays Marshfield, and later on at 4:30, Sisters visits Corbett. So those are the games you're looking for when you talk about getting into that Sweet 16. Now, those teams I mentioned over being Philomath, Cascade, Baker, Junction City, Gladstone, Banks, Madras, and Mazama, those 8 teams will host a playoff game. So Henley will have to travel next week. As being the 16th ranked team in the state, you're likely going to have to visit Philomath. You could have to play Baker. There's a chance that you could play the number 2 team, Cascade, as well. But those top 3 teams are likely where Henley is going to go because, again, being 16th seed out of a 16-team bracket, things could change. You could have some lower-ranked teams upset on the road this afternoon. I'm thinking Sweet Home, Valley Catholic, and Sisters. I mean, if Sisters ends up coming out, Sisters is ranked right there at, I'm trying to find it here, at 23. So if they crack the list, they would be a lower seed than Henley. Same thing for Cottage Grove, who plays a little bit later on. So these are some of the things that you look for out of the rest of the play-in games. If some of the lower-seeded teams advance to the Sweet 16, Henley has a chance to play a lower seed. I imagine they wouldn't go lower than Baker, though, at number 3. But we'll see how it all shakes out. It will be decided tonight. You can visit osaa.org for all of your playoff information. I will mention what happened last night on the boys' play-in games. Both Skyline Conference teams who had to play into the playoffs lost yesterday. Mazama fell to North Marion 79-69, so their season is over. And same for Klamath Union, who was thumped by Marist 76-56. So their seasons are over. If you're curious at what's happening in the boys' side of the play-in game today, we do have a 3 o'clock Skyline Conference team, Phoenix visiting Banks. That's going to be an extremely difficult game for those Pirates, but that is what you're looking at on the boys' side of the play-in game. I can give you what their bracket shapes up like as well, because we know our Henley Hornets boys have secured a spot in the state tournament. They are the 7th seed. Number 1 is Junction City. Cascade is 2. Marshfield is 3. Seaside is 4, followed by Philomath at number 5. LeGrand is 6th. Our Hornets are 7th, and Gladstone is ranked 8th. That's how the boys' bracket looks. It's an exciting time. We've got playoff basketball, and of course, as these teams, Henley Lady Hornets basketball and the boys, continue throughout the rest of the playoffs, we will, of course, have coverage for you on mybasin.com. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to try and talk with Ryan Maddox on the post-game show. The senior scored 14 points on a way to a 52-39 win, and they are headed to the Sweet 16. Ryan Maddox joins the post-game show next. Basin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
And we welcome you back to the MyBasin.com postgame show. Henley defeating Woodburn in this playoff matchup 52-39. I'm joined now by senior Ryan Maddox. Ryan, you got 14 points tonight on your way to a pretty convincing win over a good Woodburn team. What were they giving you out there on the floor that you were able to exploit and fill up those buckets tonight?
Just a lot of teamwork. We are all pushing each other to do our best out here, and we all want to spend one more week. And I think we all understand that, because we're a family out there, so we all understand how hard it will be to lose each other. So we're just trying to keep on pushing for each other.
You know, I have Coach Stork join me for the boys broadcast. He's my color commentator, and he always talks about, like you just said, having one more week, one more practice, one more game with this team. Well, you have it. You don't know quite who you're going to play with, but how important is it to you personally to, as a senior, get that one more practice, one more game in?
It's super important to me because these are the things I want to remember forever. I want to come back and I want to see this program pushing each other just like we did, and me being a part of that is really nice. So I just want to finish out strong.
Guys last made the playoffs 2 years ago in 2019. I guess that's 3 years ago now. What's it like now to have that in front of you? I mean, you're in the Sweet 16. You have a clear path to the tournament. Again, you don't quite know who you're going to play with, but, I mean, now it gets down to it. You're in the playoffs. Things get serious. What's the preparation like? What are you thinking heading into next week?
It's definitely going to be a lot stricter, I think, but we're still going to have fun, and we're still going to act like we do in practice and just keep pushing each other.
I've got one more question for you. Obviously, you were the leading scorer tonight, but Annie Campos, the sophomore, scored 12. She seems to do just about everything out there on the floor for your team. How important is it having her out there, and what does she bring to this team?
Annie's a really big asset to our team. Not only is she one of our top scorers, but she definitely knows how to get everybody involved, and she's definitely an excellent leader. It's just really important to have her out there because she does score, but she also knows how to get everybody buckets too, and she's definitely a big pick-me-up.
Absolutely.
She knows exactly what to say.
Thank you for joining us. Do you have any final thoughts before I let you go?
No.
All right. Thanks, Ryan. You can go ahead and put the headset down. I really appreciate it. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Ryan Maddox joining us on the post-game show on MyBasin.com. Her Henley Hornets beat Woodburn 52-39. Henley is headed to the Sweet 16. Again, you look ahead at the bracket, which is available for you to view on osaa.org. I mean, they could play Philomath as a 16th seed because Philomath is number 1. You might see them travel to Cascade or Baker. Those top 3 teams, I think, are the ones that you're going to have to play if you're the Lady Hornets. A tough road trip ahead for sure, but I wouldn't put anything past Randy Denson's program. In his second season, he took this team from a 4-6 record last year to Henley, winning 7 games in Skyline Conference League play this year, 14 overall. They are in the 16th spot in the state, 3rd place in the conference, and they defended home court this afternoon, beat Woodburn, and are headed to the On Point Community Credit Union for a girls basketball state playoffs. It happens next week. Henley will either play on March 4th or the 5th. It will be a road game for the Hornets. If they win that game, they are headed to Coos Bay March 10th through the 12th for the OSAA state tournament. That is when it's coming up. Again, all of this information is available on osaa.org. This about does it for us this afternoon. Thank you for watching the MyBasin.com Game of the Week. Of course, you can always follow Hornets basketball all postseason long on MyBasin.com. It's your home for everything happening in the Basin, from news, obviously sports, community events, everything else in between. Find us online at MyBasin.com. The final score this afternoon from Henley High School, 52-39. The Hornets are advancing in these playoffs. We'd like to give a special thanks to George Sandoval, the head coach of Woodburn, for working with us in the broadcast, and also Coach Ramirez for helping us with the broadcast as well and getting us our starting lineups that we need for Woodburn. We'd also like to thank Coach Randy Denson, his assistants Alex Stork and Kevin Petrick, for working with the broadcast all season long, and of course Henley Athletic Director Jesse Hamilton for giving us this perch here inside the Hornets' nest. Final score tonight, Henley 52, Woodburn 39. The Hornets are in the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2019. They will find out who they play a little bit later on this afternoon and this evening, so keep your eyes posted on osaa.org. For Nick Bradford, I'm Josh Eldridge, and a good night from Klamath Falls, Oregon.